This episode may contain sequences too intense for younger children. Parental discretion is advised.
And we've got some snow out there that's going to be changing over to freezing rain. Find out just when later in the forecast.
A Super Bowl win for the Pack, and Mario's back in Fox 53 Sports.
And also ahead is the car you drive, good criminal bait.
And 2 local kids shine bright at the Super Bowl. The Fox 53 10 o'clock news coming up next.
WPGH-TV, Pittsburgh. Now, the Fox 53 News Team. John Huck and Carolyn Clifford. Albie Oxenreiter on sports, and meteorologist J.D. Peterson with the weather. This is the Fox 53 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to a first, the Fox 53 10 o'clock news. I'm John Huck.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. First on Fox tonight, a 7-mile stretch of ice jams is causing major problems for the town of Parker tonight. At this hour, water levels stand at 20 feet. That's just 1 foot below flood level. Town officials are warning everyone to stay clear of the ice. Scott Parker is trying to prevent a catastrophe. He's wrapping heat tape around water hoses at the water treatment plant in Parker. Is feeling the effects of the Allegheny River ice jam. If these hoses freeze, close to 1,000 residents would lose water within 48 hours.
Luckily, the last 3 times it's happened, it hasn't caused the city a lot of problems, but it's caused the water company a lot.
Recent warm weather has broken up ice that normally covers the Allegheny. Ice flows have backed up beneath bridges and at other sections of the river. Right now, the water levels in Parker stand at 20 feet. That's just 1 foot below flood level. And while homes along the river are not in jeopardy yet, only time will tell if they will in the future.
Yeah, we could have severe problems. Anybody living along the river should keep a close watch on it. You know, we get any rain, any warmer temperatures.
And while onlookers snapping pictures think this is a pretty sight, the walk on it could be deadly.
But people got to understand is that the ice is really dangerous, and if you would go out on it, likely you're going to fall right through it. And if the water would start backing up, it would come up at a rate that you couldn't get away from it quick enough. That's why it's important for people to stay away from it.
This is the 3rd year in the last 4 Parker has seen this, and like in previous years,
We handle it best we can, I guess.
officials warn residents who live downriver near East Brady to West Monterey to keep a close watch on the situation, especially if we get any rain coupled with a quick warm-up. During the next few days, flooding could get quite severe.
Could the ice be breaking tonight on one of this area's longest labor strikes? Wheeling Pittsburgh steelworkers are headed for the longest strike in company history. Tuesday will mark its 120th day. But tomorrow, the chief negotiators meet with the union. Even so, workers continue to picket the Allenport plant in Washington County. Employees are striking over Wheeling Pitt's pension plan. Hopes for thousands of new jobs in Aliquippa are being dashed tonight.
A New Jersey company's plan to turn vacant land once used by the steel mills into a manufacturing site is being labeled a hoax tonight. Reporter Amy Hesser is here with details. Amy, what can you tell us?
Well, John and Carolyn, this is a bizarre story, one that begins with dirigibles. Now, dirigibles are airships larger than blimps, and production of these big balloons stopped after the most famous one, the Hindenburg, blew up 60 years ago. Recently, a New Jersey man named Craig Saylor approached Aliquippa officials saying he wanted to build a hangar and begin manufacturing dirigibles on 200 acres of the former LTV steel property, now owned by developer Charles Betters. A number of things with Saylor's proposal have not added up, such as whether there is even a market for dirigibles and whether he actually has any financial backing. Also, a letter from Saylor states people applying for jobs must pay a $600 application fee. Now, all of this caught State Senator Gerald Lavelle's interest, and he's now gotten the state's Attorney General's office to investigate.
Originally, naturally in Aliquippa and Beaver County and southwestern Pennsylvania, anybody that can produce any kind of jobs, we would welcome them here. But I think you have to sort out the baloney from what's fact, and this seems to be a lot of baloney.
Ohio politicians say Saylor tried to launch a similar scheme in that state 2 years ago, but tonight Aliquippa Mayor James Mansuetti says he's still not sure this plan is bogus and he'd like to pursue the idea. In the meantime, John and Carolyn, applications are not being given out to people until the city's lawyer looks into it a bit more.
Yeah, it sounds like the people of Aliquippa need to look at that with a skeptical eye.
Yes, certainly.
Thanks, Jamie, for that report.
Some provocative findings here in AIDS research tonight. Doctors at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center have found the HIV virus measured more than 1,000 times higher than previously thought. But there is some good news in the findings. 2 drugs used to slow advancement of the disease diminish the viral load to levels almost non-detectable. Researchers at UPMC have pioneered this type of testing and are also working on an AIDS vaccine.
Funeral services will be held later this week in Lawrenceville for Mossy Murphy. The well-known political consultant and analyst died yesterday playing golf in South Carolina. The 61-year-old Murphy was a fixture in local Democratic politics. On the national level, he advised presidents, including Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter. For many years, the colorful and outspoken Murphy provided political commentary for several TV and radio stations.
2 weeks of hype and hoopla and about 3.5 hours of a game that was pretty good.
That's right. Yes, indeed. Super Bowl 31 is now history. But sports director Albie Oxenreiter says the ink is still pretty wet, wouldn't you say?
Still driving an entertaining game.
Definitely.
I'm glad people waited around. Glad it was a good one. All right, all in all, a record-setting night in New Orleans. The Packers grabbed the trophy named after their former coach. 4 Super Bowl records are broken in the game, including the longest kickoff return, 99 yards by Desmond Howard. He also won the MVP, only the 4th Heisman winner to do so in the Super Bowl. It wasn't a blowout, but the Packers looked convincing. The Vince Lombardi Trophy is going back to Green Bay. Later in sports, a live report from the scene of the crime.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely,
NFC domination
definitely.
continues.
Yes,
All right.
it does.
Well, as Albie can testify, the Super Bowl is more than just a game.
I'd say so, John. It's an event, a huge one at that. And as reporter Leslie Pallotta has just found out, it's also a case of commercial fame.
That's right. A couple of little Cannon's burgers were hamming it up for a national crowd tonight. Now, I went to the town fire hall to catch up to the little cuties
and see how it feels to be national wieners.
Kids are the top dogs in town tonight, and that's no baloney. 5-year-old Minda Smiley and Michael Toward, who's 4, made their national TV debut during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
On a commercial, they had an advertisement that Oscar Mayer was looking for their next top wiener.
At first, I wanted to say I wanted to do it, but I changed my mind, and then by accident, you went into it and loved to do it.
65,000 kids auditioned in over 40 states. Only 5 were selected as finalists.
I keep believing.
Just how did these 2 cut the mustard?
Pappy did a good job, yeah.
Min and Michael, who are good buddies, decided that they would like to do it together. So we read the rules and found out that they could be a duet. And so they practiced a little bit, came up with a little routine, and they decided to sing the Baloney song.
My baloney has a second name. It's Mariah.
So one would assume that hot dogs and bologna are tops on the menu for these 2?
My favorite food is ketchup.
Well, at least it's a vegetable. How about future plans? More commercials? Marriage, maybe?
No. Yes, but no way. No marriage. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Haha, these kids will relish this night for a long time. Doggy bag, more puns. These are Oscar Mayer hot dog cigars.
Well, I don't smoke, but I'll take it for a souvenir.
I don't know about
this. Too cute.
Can you imagine being seen in front of more than 1 billion people
Out of
on a commercial?
65,000 kids.
Wow.
These kids are incredible.
Really cute.
Thanks very much.
Oh, thanks, Leslie.
We should make this programming note while we're here. The X-Files will come on immediately after our newscast.
Yes, you don't want to miss that. Well, still plenty more ahead on the Fox 53 10 o'clock news.
Including more trouble in Pittsburgh's problem pen. Also ahead, a possible clash between cultural traditions and modern-day cruelty.
Some Western Penn officers are warning tonight that without tighter security policies, there could be another escape.
That's right, Carolyn. Stricter measures, though, could come as a rude awakening to some inmates. Fox 53 reporter Jason Wheeler has that.
Is it maximum security or a false sense of security?
Sometimes the programs come first, security comes second.
Some corrections officers at Western Penn say that for too long now, inmates have been given the run of the place.
They would go to work, they'd go to the store, they may go on a visit. They can use the library. We have a law library.
Sounds like they're free just like me and you.
For the most part they were.
The recent escapees were even free to roam into the engineering office, where they had access to prison blueprints, enabling them to tunnel out.
Did they make it easy? Yes. In my opinion, yes, they made it easy.
Insiders say others have seen those same blueprints.
I could see it happening again.
To keep it from happening again, 2 inmates have reportedly been transferred to another state prison because they knew too much about how Western Penn is built. Officers we talked to say that with enough planning, there are ways out.
Certain areas in the jail where there are no officers.
We are more regulated than they are. We've got more people looking over our shoulders than they have looking over their shoulders.
This isn't a maximum security prison?
Yes.
But tightening up security here at the prison may not be as easy for administrators as you might think. You see, we're told that a recent attempt at cracking down here led to several of the inmates being transferred to other locations because they were threatening a rebellion. Reporting from Western Penn, Jason Wheeler, Fox 53, 10 o'clock news.
Well, prison officials couldn't comment on camera tonight, but the superintendent says many changes have already been made and that all policies are under review. This Thursday, a special Senate Judiciary Committee will open hearings on what went wrong when those 6 inmates escaped earlier this month. Well, it's a nightmare out west. Folks in Northern California are trying to dry out tonight.
But it's certainly not easy after 7 inches of rain pounds the area. And tonight, even more rain is heading for the region. That means headaches for people living in areas like this where they're sandbagging homes. And water isn't the only curse in California. Mudslides are wreaking havoc on highways. Plus, a Pacific storm is heading their way. More than 100 Conservation Corps members are on alert tonight.
It's certainly an emergency situation in Ontario where an unknown number of fishermen are stranded on an ice floe. Nearly 500 people were ice fishing in a contest Saturday when the ice cracked, leaving a 320-foot wide gap. Helicopters and boats ferried several people to safety today, but some refused rides back to shore, apparently underestimating the danger. Rescuers fear that fishermen will try to cross over a thin sheet of ice that's formed over some areas.
An unusual custom in this small Spanish village continues tonight despite cries from animal activists. Goats are dropped from the top of a church in honor of a patron saint. But activists are trying to get them to lower the goat by rope instead. But today, they stuck to their old customs.
It may be the strongest lead yet tonight in the Olympic Park bombing. A Spokane, Washington newspaper reports FBI agents are investigating 3 men accused of bombings and bank robberies. Federal agents are not charging the suspects yet, but the 3 have been accused of other crimes, including pipe bombing a newspaper office, abortion clinic, and robbing banks.
If you own a Honda Accord, you may want to keep a careful eye on it because car thieves sure are. Take a look. A tracking poll by the insurance industry shows Hondas take the top 3 spots for most popular cars among thieves. Now, rounding out the top 5, the 1987 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme and the 1995 Ford Mustang. Of the top 25 most stolen cars, 12 of them are Hondas.
Think I'll be able to keep my Mustang much longer?
I don't know. It's a 1995 and they like it.
It's probably already out of the parking lot.
Never know.
Well, we've all been busy getting the newsroom in shape, but what about yourself?
Well, coming up next on the Fox 53 10 o'clock news, let's belly up to the bar in tonight's signature segment. But we're talking about barbell, not bar stool. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Albie Oxenrider. I'm Preston Boat. Watching the Super Bowl with one of the guys who was there last year. Fox 53 Sports, which is coming up. But you have to tell the kids to put your own food. Can I have some of that? No, you can't. Who am I to say no?
Three 10 o'clock news.
Get ready to get pumped up, Pennsylvania.
Yes, indeed. Each weeknight here on the Fox 53 10 o'clock news, we'll bring you some special reports to help you live a better life. And tonight, Dan Obremski and Katie Lewis give you a preview of how they'll help you get in shape in their lifestyle and fitness report. Check it out.
You know, Dan, it's that time of year again where people are more body conscious than ever before. They're eating better, they're out power walking, they're running. You know, you see more people in the gym now.
You're right, Katie. I've seen a ton of people in the gym lately, and that's one of the reasons for this weekly segment. But before we could teach you more about our lifestyle and fitness segment, you're going to learn a little bit more about the two of us. I didn't limit myself when I set goals in racquetball. My goal was to be like the guys that I saw in the magazine. I wanted to play on the Pro Tour, and I wanted to be #1. And I reached that goal. It took 5 years, but I reached that goal. Jay, keep your head up. One of the things everybody has to realize is that everybody can start a workout program no matter what your level is right now. Racquetball is a good method to get in shape, just as weight training or power walking or a lot of the things that we're going to talk about. But the incentive for you is to just get up off the couch and do something little and start with baby steps. Someone told me the other day they start with very little steps and they do a little bit each week and they try to increase as their fitness level grows. So the worst thing you could do is try to bite off more than you can chew and get in the weight room and push too much weight or try to run too many miles the first time. Fitness has given me the opportunity to get to the highest level in my sport, and I've learned from people all over the country. And with this information, we're going to bring you very simple, easy to do tips that are going to get you up off the couch and motivate you to get into a workout program. Katie Lewis and I are going to do just that.
And we are going to do it by finding simpler, more effective ways to improve your lifestyle and make people believe in themselves. I inform people that they have to make this a part of their life, not so much an everyday in the gym thing, but just in everyday life activities, that they could do something every day to help enhance their physical being. Right in the collarbone. You know, fitness doesn't have to be working out in the gym. It could be going outside and playing football with your kids, lunge walking up your stairs, doing abdominals in your living room floor. These are all activities that will help you get a little closer to your goal of fitness. But remember, do it safely. And that's where Dan and I can help you out. Coming up on Wednesday's segment, we're going to give you tips on how to start up a power walking program.
That's right, Katie. And if you have any fitness-related questions or comments, you can write us at the Fox 53 10 o'clock news, care of Fitness. Our address is 750 Ivory Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA, 15214. So for Fox on Fitness, I'm Dan Obremski.
And I'm Katie Lewis.
See you next time.
I'd almost be afraid to get into a gym with those two.
I don't know. If I did it for a month, you think I could look like Katie? Did you see that
You
back?
could look like Katie and Dan and myself. Sure you could.
Yeah.
Just a little work.
Get on the Albie fitness plan.
I taught them everything they know. All right, like some inspiration to get working out. A memorable day for Mario Lemieux, plus more on the Packers win in Super Bowl 31. Up next, a live trip to the Super Bowl on Fox 53 Sports.
Fox 53 Fox Sports with Al the Oxenrider is brought to you by Subway.
You know, Albie, I'm a Steeler fan at heart. You know I am, but I am so happy that the Packers won. I mean, you know, they deserved it.
Patriots looked strong to begin with, but you know, the Packers were just nailing everything.
They're
Enough
a hometown team.
It's not a Super Bowl unless the Steelers are in it. Remember that.
That's right.
It doesn't count. The big game in the Big Easy was decided on big plays. An 81-yard pass for a touchdown, a 99-yard kickoff return. Super Bowl 31 turned out to be a pretty good game, but even a good effort by the Patriots was not good enough to knock off the Packers as Green Bay wins it, and the NFC Super Bowl winning streak is alive and well. A Bayou Bash under that roof. It's the Superdome. The artificial turf doesn't have that same punch, but what the heck? Here come the Pats in the comeback. It's a touchdown as they take a 14-10 lead. Bledsoe gets them in gear, but I talked about the big plays. This is one of them. Favre to Antonio Freeman. Great pass, wide open, beat the free safety, 81 yards, longest in Super Bowl history. Pack had the lead for good. New England hung tough, though. Pittsburgh native and former Pitt Panther Curtis Martin, 18-yard run, cuts the lead to 6. It's a game. But this was the play that turned the game. On the kickoff, Desmond Howard, the former Heisman winner, goes back 99 yards. It's a Super Bowl record, longest kickoff return in Super Bowl history. Howard was the MVP, only the 4th Heisman winner to win the Super Bowl MVP, and he does the dance in the end zone. Somewhere in there's a Heisman pose. Packers never look back. Reggie White, Brett Favre, and the rest of the pack have a Super Bowl championship. There's the final. 35-21. Green Bay wins it. 13 straight for the NFC in the big game.
tell you, I want to thank our fans, first of all. Thank the city of New Orleans. We worked very hard for this. We put forth a lot of effort. We went through a lot of tough times. Our team, you guys stuck with us. It's been a long road, but we're here. We want to thank all of you. Thank you.
All right, Brett Favre, and now for the Pittsburgh angle on Super Bowl 31. It's a pleasure to introduce the other half of Fox 53 Sports. Pittsburgh native and Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle joins us now live from the Superdome with more on the families of the local guys. Kurt, welcome to the airwaves.
Thanks, Albie. What a game. You wouldn't believe the crowd here. The Pittsburgh fans were here, but they were rooting for a different team.
A Steeler fan when they're not playing the Patriots.
I'm a Steelers fan, and unless they're playing New England Patriots. Go Patriots!
These native Pittsburghers are here in the Big Easy cheering on their New England Patriots, who just happen to be family.
And, you know, that was a life dream right there, just making it to a D1 school, but to take it to the ultimate in the NFL is just, you know, I'm just so proud that he realized his childhood dream.
Oh, this is his ultimate goal. Ever since he was knee-high to a grasshopper, he's always said that's what he wanted to do.
I've always wanted the best for him. He's always been a great athlete, but this is the icing on the cake.
But sitting in the stands watching the game can cause butterflies.
I'm a ball of nerves on game day. I can't eat anything in the morning. I wait till after the game because I'm just so excited.
Being his mother, I'm always there to support him, no matter what happens, whether he goes in or not. I have to be happy with the situation, so I overcome the anxiety, and I'm there for him.
I am very proud of him no matter, you know, what happens, and I do get a little bit anxious, you know, when he does actually drop back to pass, but, you know, I'm very proud of him.
And even though everyone picked the Pats to lose, these diehard fans still know this is the ultimate experience.
These Pittsburgh Pats played hard, and folks in the Burgh can be just as proud of these guys as their families are. Back to you, Albie.
Kurt, you won your gold medal in heavyweight wrestling. This is kind of a gold medal in the form of a Super Bowl ring for the Packers.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling, and you wouldn't believe what they're feeling right now. It's just the most ultimate feeling, and like I said before, it's a great feeling, Albie.
All right, Kurt, watch the Cajun food, and don't take that gold medal into the French Quarter.
All right, you got it.
All right. A year ago this weekend, Brenson Buckner and the rest of the Steelers were in Arizona getting ready for and playing in Super Bowl 30. Well, a year later, Buckner did what most of America did. He watched the big game on television. And by the way, he was wearing a Packers hat. There are advantages to being just a fan. Buckner got to treat himself to a Super Bowl meal.
You go out, you get you some macaroni and cheese, you get you some lima beans, some rice, and you get you some T-bone steaks and cornbread. I was like, Mom, you know, I'm here, who's going to cook it? She's like, well, I coach you on the phone.
He'll be ready for minicamp. Should have happened last year, but for Mike Webster, better late than never. Webster, who played 15 years in Pittsburgh, got the official word yesterday that he's headed for the Hall of Fame. He'll be joined in the class of '97 by fellow player Mike Haynes, Coach Don Shula, and Giants owner Wellington Mara. So Steeler fans get set for another trip to Canton, Ohio. Well, if there are any questions about Mario Lemieux's back problems, maybe they were answered today. In front of his hometown fans in Montreal, Lemieux scores a hat trick +1 and ties an NHL record with 4 goals in 1 period. So Mario off and running, and you'll be happy to know that somebody in Montreal likes the Penguins. They came to see Mario, and they got a bunch of them. 4 memorable goals. Francis misses, but Lemieux gets the rebound. Later in the third, Lemieux gets another. Look at the angle. Almost impossible, but he bounces it in off the goalie's arm. He's second of the game, 32nd of the year. Then the hat trick. Weird goal from another weird angle. Open net. And the backhand in is number 33 of the year. Even the empty netter was a good one. Lemieux in front of his own, turns around, shoots at the length of the ice, number 4 on the game, 34 on the year. Standing ovation from his hometown fans. Pittsburgh over Montreal 5-2. The Pens break a 2-game losing streak. Football's over, and that means the baseball season's coming on fast. And what an offseason for the Pirates and their owner, Kevin McClatchy. By unloading some of his high-priced players, McClatchy's lowered his payroll to around $13 million. But McClatchy says the Pirates' comeback is still right on track.
You know, I think the fans can expect some good young players having fun and playing baseball, and that's something we haven't seen enough of. I think, you know, the fans get tired of seeing million-dollar players that don't care, but we got a lot of guys, and Al Martin and Kendall and Elster, that want to come out and play baseball.
Pirate pitchers and catchers report to spring training in only about 18 daes, and later this week the Bucs will unveil their brand new uniforms. Stay tuned for that. Of course, the Pirates also have a new manager, Gene Lamont, but you'll be happy to know that their former manager, he's gone but not forgotten. In fact, he sent us some words of encouragement. Here they are.
Hi, I'm Jim Leland. Good luck to LB Oxenrider and the entire 53 10 o'clock Fox News team. Good luck to LB Oxenrider and the entire 53 Fox 10 o'clock news, the entire 53 Fox 10 o'clock news team. For the best sports in Pittsburgh, it's the Ox on Fox. For the best sports in Pittsburgh, it's the Fox on Ox. I mean the Ox on Fox.
Hi, I'm Jim Leland.
I'm LB Oxenrider.
For the best sports in Pittsburgh,
it's the Ox on Fox.
Thanks, Albie.
Thanks, Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Leland. Hi, I'm Jim Leland. Hi, I'm Jim Leland.
What do you think of the imitation? No good?
Good.
Hi, I'm Jim Leland. Hi, I'm Jim Leland.
Remember, for the best sports in Pittsburgh, it's the Ox on Fox.
You should probably know if you imitate Jim Leland too long, you can actually stunt your growth by doing that.
Probably.
End up talking
you
that way.
shelled out some bucks for him to do that for you, didn't you? You
That's,
put some money
I'm going to
into
send him
the
some now. Welcome to my hometown. You guys are going to love it here.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to have you too. Thanks,
All right.
Albie.
See you.
And I have no follow-up for that. Nobody gave me a little welcome.
We're giving
like
you a
that.
welcome now.
Welcome,
Jane.
Jane. Do an
Well, thank you
imitation.
so
Come on.
much. I have to let you know that the weather was pretty good out there. Pretty good out there today, I would say, compared to what it's going to be like tomorrow. Not a good day tomorrow. We've got a mix of freezing rain and some snow heading toward Pittsburgh. We'll give you details on that forecast straight ahead if you stick around.
Then he got even. Meteorologist Janie Peterson with a Fox 53 forecast. Brought to you by Value City Furniture.
So if you had to visualize what is going to happen with the weather this week, here's what might happen. That temperature, it's going to keep falling, and yes, we are going to experience a very cold week all this week. That's because temperatures are going to stay below freezing. Overnight low tonight is going to dip to about 20 degrees. We will experience cloudy skies overnight, and here's the thing that's going to be the problem for the morning hours. We're expecting about a ½ inch of snow on the ground by tomorrow morning. Not a very good morning commute at all. But the other bad thing is that snow eventually is going to change over to some sleet and freezing rain later on in the afternoon, probably about noontime, and then all of that stuff should turn over into freezing rain by late tomorrow afternoon. A high temperature making it to about 34 degrees tomorrow. Now here is Allegheny County right there, and there's Three Rivers Stadium right there. What we're expecting tomorrow, we've got a winter weather advisory in effect for all of southwestern Pennsylvania. We're expecting a mix of precipitation to the north of Allegheny County until late in the afternoon, but for places south of Allegheny County, they're going to experience mostly rain after about 1 in the afternoon. Now for the places north on the Allegheny River at Parker, we do have that ice jam to talk about. Flood stage is already at 20.5 feet. When it reaches 22 feet, that's when places, some homes along the river are threatened. But the good news is it looks like it's going to be a very cold week, so we shouldn't have any more melting waters, creating some more waters in the rising water. So it looks like that's good news as far as that is concerned. And then we're going to check the almanac page for today. High temperature climbed to about 33 degrees would be normal. Instead, we hit 23. That's 10 degrees below normal. Just yesterday, we were 10 degrees above normal. So just the opposite today. We had a trace of snowfall this morning. And then here's that 5-day forecast. I know you want to know what's going to happen tomorrow. 2 places north of Pittsburgh, we could see 2 to 4 inches of snow. For Pittsburgh, though, we'll see less than that as far as accumulation goes. And then for Tuesday, high temperature of about 34 degrees. Expect some snow in the morning. It should be dry on Wednesday with a high of Thursday or high of 30. It looks very cold all week. Another chance of flurries Thursday and Friday. And temperatures remain very chilly.
But as long as it's not that 6-degree stuff, you know, you can dress warm and you can handle, you know.
You can handle it when it's 30. At least it's not single digits. But some of the overnight lows by later in the week will probably be in the single digits.
Ooh.
Keep a warm thought.
Get home. All right. Thanks, JD. Well, thanks for watching this very first edition of the Fox 53 10 o'clock news. We'll be back here tomorrow night, and we hope you will join us every night at 10 o'clock.
It was fun. It was good. But before we get out of here for the X-Files, we'd like you to meet the people here at WPGH and take a construction cam look at what it took to get this newscast up and running.
Hello, and welcome to our 10 o'clock news set. I'm Alan Frank, General Manager of WPGH Fox 53. Pittsburgh has been hearing about a Fox 53 10 o'clock newscast for a long time now. Well, it's here, and I'm very proud of the people behind the scenes and in front of the cameras. We have put a great deal of time, energy, and effort into this newscast, and will strive to be #1 with the best talent, the most cutting-edge equipment, a state-of-the-art facility, and the best staff. I am proud of what we are now able to give to you, Pittsburgh, the people that make our news. We look forward to your future with Pittsburgh's own Fox 53 10 o'clock news. The right news at the right time. Thank you and good night.